Hello. Welcome back to my channel. This clip is shot the night before the experiment begins. So this is going to be a video with me doing Brandon Sanderson's writing routine. Now, I should point out that I will be making some exceptions, one or two, because Brandon Sanderson's routine, for all the digging that I did, and I've seen a couple of videos, Christiane Jones, I think is her name. She did a video where she did his routine a long time ago. Kate Kavanaugh did a video where she did his routine. Sarah LeBrot did a video where she did his routine. And I'm a night owl, so I thought that the routine would actually be kind of perfect for me. With the fact that I didn't realize that it doesn't mention, okay, so Brandon Sanderson's routine is he wakes up at noon, starts his first writing session at 1. So from 1 to 5, he writes in that huge block of time. From 5 to 10, he spends time with family, doing family things. I imagine dinner is in there somewhere. And then he goes back. Is it 5 to 10? Yeah, 5 to 10. Is it 5 to 10? Yeah, 5 to 10. And then he goes back from 10 to 2 in the morning and does another writing session. And from 2 to 4 in the morning is kind of like his chill time, his me time, where he will watch some TV, read a book, play some video games, that kind of thing. And then he goes to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is why I thought it would be perfect for me, because that is like kind of my normal time of going to bed anyway. Like between 3 and 4, leaning more towards the 4 is when I normally go to bed. Like I literally can't help it. And which means I sometimes end up waking up at noon for the final time. Now here's where the exception comes in, because to my knowledge and what I could find and dig around in, there's no mention of him actually waking up in the morning to eat breakfast or do any other kind of thing in the morning and then like going back to sleep or something. I don't know. There's also no mention of any lunchtime, but I imagine he fits lunch in there somewhere. But I have a very strict thing about me. I don't always eat breakfast, so I could forego the breakfast thing, possibly, maybe. I'd rather not, but I could forego it. But I cannot and will not forego my devotional meditation prayer time, because it's my time that I spend with God every morning, and that I will not do. I know I could do it at noon when I wake up, but I like to do it in the morning. And I'm going to wake up in the morning anyway, because if for no other reason, my bladder is going to wake me up in the morning, because I drink a lot at night before I go to bed. So I have to use the bathroom a lot during the nighttime. So I'm going to end up waking up in the morning, which is usually when I do my devotional. And then I usually go back to sleep. So that is the exception. Like I'm going to wake up early, I'm going to definitely do my devotional. I probably will have breakfast or something. Maybe a bowl of cereal. I don't know. Technically I could kind of eat breakfast while I'm doing my devotional, so I can kind of squeeze that in there. And then I'll just go back to sleep, and I'll get up for the final time at noon and start my first block of writing session, whatever, at 1 and end at 5. So from 5 to 10, which is also tricky because we have streams. Streams are at 7, typically 7 to 9. But I can use that time as reading, because he does family stuff or reading stuff or whatever. So dinner time, reading, I could do that during the stream. Anyway, yeah, I had to stipulate that's my exception to this. Okay, so what I was going to try to do is 2 days of his routine, strictly the noon to noon, wake up at noon, 1 to 5, break at 5 to 10 and then the 10 to 2 thing. I was going to strictly do that for the first 2 days. And then I was going to try a third day, maybe 4, where I push the time back. So it'd be more like wake up at 11 and then right from noon to 4. You see, well, maybe not. No, I'll just stick to his time with the exception. Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking things out as I'm saying them. But with that said, I just thought I would say that and get this caught on camera now before the routine actually starts tomorrow. Because it's Tuesday. No, tomorrow. Oh my God, what day is this? This is Monday the 8th. And tomorrow's Tuesday the 9th. Yay. Okay. Yeah. I'll be back in the morning, or not in the morning, in the afternoon. Sure. Bye. Okay, so excuse the incredible messiness that is me. It is not noon yet. It is 11:46. Apparently there's something about being told that you can't get up until noon, per the routine assignment, of course, that somehow makes me want to be up earlier. Now, I went to bed at about 4, like I normally would, on any given day, and like Brandon Sanderson does. But I was up at 8 something the first time. My bladder called. I went to the bathroom, someone texted me, and then I answered, and then I went back to sleep for like a little hot second, to like 9 something, when my alarm actually goes off every morning, because I forgot to change the alarm. And then I did my devotional, which I said I was going to do. And then I couldn't immediately go back to sleep until like 10 something. So I went back to sleep. And I had this weird, really strange dream that involved my elementary school. I was back in my elementary school as an adult, and that wasn't strange that I was visiting my elementary school as an adult. It was strange that I saw a teacher that I'm pretty sure I know has gone on to greener, heavenly pastures, and she was alive in the dream, and yeah, I don't know. Anyway, one of those teachers that gave me a hard time too. And then I got hungry, and so I ate breakfast, and here I am now, uploading a video, because I wanted to do a sort of reading-ish vlog for Laura's book release day. So I'm uploading it so that hopefully it'll be done before noon, so that I can actually start work at noon. No, I'm sorry, I'm not starting work at 1. Noon, I guess, is the time where you get all the admin email stuff out the way and get dressed for the day, I guess. Well, okay. Well, that's good. I can do all of that at 12, since I've eaten breakfast now. I just thought I would come on and show you what time I really was up. And for some reason, my body just wouldn't let me stay asleep. I only had to use the bathroom one of those times. Anyway, I'll be back at noon. And then probably that's only going to be briefly, and then I'll be back for the work part of the experiment at 1. He doesn't do sprints, so I don't know if it's just like really one large chunk of a 4-hour period, but I'm going to have to break that up. So, because I do sprints. She does sprints. But I'll be back. So we're going to push this experiment to tomorrow because apparently today is not going so well. More details on that later. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Hello. I feel like I need to explain something. So, take two on Brandon Sanderson's experiment. Starting over again. And I left the failed attempt in just so you can see it's not that easy trying to get a writing experiment going. So my intention was to start yesterday. I failed to factor in that I had a backstage hangout that I was supposed to do with Nick. It popped up that time just worked out. And I had Laura's book launch release stream that I knew about, but I don't know, I guess I didn't factor it in as being an issue or interfering with the Brandon Sanderson experiment. So because of these things that I did not factor in properly, I decided that yesterday was not going to work. So here we are, take two. It's already after 12, as you saw. I actually have been up several times already. Again, the first part of this routine, I don't know how he just sleeps until noon. Because, well, one, my bladder won't let me sleep past a certain time in the morning without waking me up at least once. And I drink a lot at night, so that doesn't help. So, drink water. Not any hard stuff. And I don't drink coffee that late. I mean, there are times. And tea. Sometimes I'll drink tea. But anyway, I drink a lot of liquids at night. So, my bladder wakes me up at a reasonable time throughout the morning. Multiple times most of the time, but at least once. So I knew I was going to wake up in the morning, and then usually I use that morning time to do my devotional. So obviously I already said that was non-negotiable. I have to do my devotional in the mornings. I know I could do them in the afternoon, but I don't feel right when I don't do them in the morning time. So for me, that's not negotiable. But I did go back to sleep this morning after my devotional. I could have gotten up and fixed breakfast, which I kind of wish I had, but I didn't. So here I am. I do need to take a shower in a little bit after I finish my first cup of coffee, hopefully, so that I can actually start working at 1. What I'll be working on is the question. I haven't actually made my list out for today yet, so that's what I'm about to do now. Here we go. Let's try this again. I'm going to be really diligent this time. From 1 to 5, I think is the block. I mean, again, it doesn't say in his routine where he eats lunch at, because obviously that's going to take a bit of that 1 to 5 chunk of time. But I'll figure that out. Because I haven't eaten breakfast, so I'm definitely going to need to eat lunch. So, and then, okay, so from 5 to 10 is the family time, but my daughter's an adult now, so she doesn't need to hang out with her mother. But I'll just use that as like prep time for the next chunk of writing. And then I have my stream at 7 to 9. Usually runs to about 9:30 actually, but might try to keep it more focused tonight so that I can make sure that we're done as close to 9 as possible, because by 10 I need to be back to writing. Most likely revisions, but we'll figure out what I'm going to do after, because I have a poetry book that I need to fix some things on it. Yeah. I'll get back to that later. I'm wasting my prep time. I'll be back. Bye. So, what had happened was, as y'all saw the time, it's after 1, and I'm just now getting all freshened up. Y'all know time management isn't my friend, but I'm closer to what I'm supposed to be doing than I was yesterday at the time. Anyway, it's better than yesterday. I'll just say that. I put lunch in the oven so that, and then when I do lunch, I'll just eat while I'm working. So technically, I'm not gonna take like a full-on break to go eat and then come back to the work. I'm just gonna be doing both simultaneously. So hopefully that'll make up for this lateness. But what I'm gonna get started on, I was gonna start on revisions, but I'm gonna save that possibly for either later in this first session or the evening session. Yes, part of it is because I'm procrastinating and putting off the actual revising of my novel, which I know I can't do for too long. But also, I have to readjust, and I'm adding some poems to this poetry collection. I'm trying to change something in the document is not right, so I'm trying to fix that. And technically, that is coming out next month, so it is kind of higher priority at the moment. So I'm gonna work on the poetry book and fixing things with that. And yeah, but yeah, I'll be back. I'll let you know of any updates. Wish me luck. Okay, so how's it going so far? Actually, I've been pretty focused on the work that I'm doing. I added the poems I needed to add to my collection, but now I need to rearrange them because I'm not happy with the arrangement of them after the addition of poems. I need to rearrange some things, and then there's one section that I may need to swap out. Like I may need to put it before the section that is now before it and move that one down a section, and I may need to add a section because I don't know. But I spent a lot of time trying to get the formatting right because for some reason in my document last night I couldn't get it right to save my life, and like I was trying to format it and I couldn't. Yeah, I just couldn't. Probably I was just too tired last night, but I seemed to have been able to do it today. So I formatted it correctly, and well, I say formatted correctly. It's not formatted to publish yet. It's just formatted so I can get everything straight in the document. It is in the margins that it needs to be in for Amazon publishing, on Amazon, but that's a whole nother thing. I need to get happy with where everything is in the document first. Why is not? Oh no. My arm just fell asleep. Like, okay, that didn't feel great. Okay. So, yeah, I worked on that. I added what I needed to add. change some things around. So, and I ate lunch while I did most of that. Oh, goodness, this is not great. Okay. But now I need to, I have my new weight of her document pulled up along with the old weight of her document pulled up so I can start on revisions. I should show you my revision board. My plan, sneak peek before the next editing vlog. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Hold on. So, sneak peek before the editing vlog sees it. This is my revision board. I have the chapters here. Currently, it goes up to chapter 22. That could also change. And then the stuff that I need to work on, showing versus telling, some character development notes, description notes, white room syndrome, certain characters that need to be fleshed out more. These are more in-depth notes from Eva's feedback with page numbers of certain things that need to be worked on. So yeah, that is my revision board. So yeah, that's my board. And I'll just take the stickies off as I revise each chapter. So I'm going to do it by chapters. I'm going to have to repeat all of this again for the editing vlog, but you'll see this before you see the editing vlog, so sneak peek. But I have that pulled up. So I'll start working on that for my last hour here of the first chunk of writing time. See what I get done. Okay, so first writing session of this experiment is done for the day. It's actually after 5. It's 5:14. Gave it a few extra minutes since I was a little late getting started. So now I'm going to go probably clean up the kitchen a little bit. Maybe read a little, get ready for the stream, all those good things. Am I going to eat early? Probably not. I'll probably eat during the first part. So yeah, I'm going to do all of my prep for the stream and clean the kitchen and stuff like that, and prep for my later session, which, okay, so should I save that for the editing vlog yet? Maybe. Anyway, I got started. I've tackled both projects that I'm currently working on now, so at least I started revising, sort of. Anyway, I'll be back later. Okay, so I'm a little late starting the second part of the second writing session because the stream just ended like a couple of minutes ago. So getting ready to get started. It's 10:15. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick and then we'll get started with the second portion of this writing experiments. Well, today's second writing session. You get what I mean. Okay, I put the ring light up, so this is the best I got for lighting right now. Okay, so you may have saw just now that I was still backstage, technically during the time of what is supposed to be my second writing session, but it still counts as work because I was actually brainstorming and Laura was helping me with some descriptive matters in my rewriting process. some things that I need help with, because this my weakness is descriptions. So Laura was kind of helping me, kind enough to help me try to figure out where to input certain descriptions, because I was having an issue like, well, where do I put the descriptions where it doesn't disrupt the flow of the conversation for the reader? And so she was extremely helpful. Some things I didn't even think of, and I was like, oh, I should have thought of that. That would make sense to have thought of that, but I didn't. And white room syndrome, people, white room syndrome. But we are just an hour and 20 something minutes into this second session. I just got off backstage so that I could continue working, because I'm sticking true to the experiment. I made an allowance for that because technically it was still work. It was writing. So, and I think that put me in a good position to work on this in this next couple of hours. So yeah, be back to update you later. Okay, so as you saw, it's 2:00 in the morning now. So second block of time is done. I did take a bit of a movement break at around like 12:30-ish, because my legs were stiffening up from sitting down for too long. So I did a little movement, went and got me some tea, and then came back. It's slow going on this revision, but it's going. So there's that. I'm gonna go enjoy my 2 hours before I go to bed. That's what I'm gonna say. Should I probably will come back right before I get ready to go to bed, because as per the experiment, I must let you know when the time's done. So that concludes this work session, and we're going to do day 2 tomorrow, just to see if I can keep this up a second day in a row. I actually thought this experiment would be a little easier than it actually is turning out to be, but I'll explain that probably after I wrap everything up. I'll be back to sign off for the night at 4 a.m. or for the morning or whatever. Yeah, I'll be back. It is sleepy time. But guess what? I'm not all that sleepy. But this is usually me at 4 something in the morning, which is why this part of Brandon Sanderson's routine is actually perfect for me. Because I'm usually going to bed around this time, usually later. But I am very much awake. Although I'm sure if I lay here long enough, I'll drift off to sleep. But first I must play. And this is what I do every night, by the way, before I go to bed. So, I'm gonna play my Candy Crush, watch some Judge Judy, and then I'm going off to sleep. See you guys tomorrow. Okay, hello. As you saw, it is 12 o'clock, and I meant for my breakfast to be ready in the actual morning hour, but here we are, Took a little longer to fix the spinach and feta omelet than I expected, but oh, it was worth it. Okay. I'm gonna go do some prep things so that I am ready when it hits 1 o'clock. That says, I mean, there's other work that still counts as writing related work, right? Because I have some stuff I need to do for the magazine, because the magazine has been on hiatus since before April. So I'd like to end that hiatus. So I have some stuff to do for the magazine, and I need to put some content on my Patreon. Can we put that in the category of work? I can do that in a 1 to 5 hour, I think. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, so I was slightly late, but not quite as late to my desk as I was yesterday. I was here by 1:05 or 1:07, and it is 1:21 now, but I was here at 1:07, I promise. Okay, and technically I know 1:07 is actually later than 1 o'clock, so I was still a little late, but it was not as late as I was yesterday, so we're improving. Well, this is the last day of the 6th room, but I've decided that, well, I do need to work on the poetry book, but I'm also going to work on some magazine stuff that I need to work on after I get some coffee. I'm going to go get some coffee because I need coffee. And yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm going to work on. I will eventually switch over to the poetry book, so I will probably be doing that for the bulk of the time. But I just need to get some of this magazine stuff done so I can get the magazine out of hiatus. So, I'll be back. So, bit of an update. I've had my second cup of coffee. I have not yet had lunch, but I'm getting ready to go change that. I'm about to go to the bathroom. So this is me taking a teensy little break. Because in my research, I noticed that Brandon Sanderson never mentioned actually moving from the place that he writes for those 4 hours. I imagine he might move to go to the bathroom maybe, but I don't really know. Might just have a really good control on his bladder or bodily functions. Me, however, I have to take bathroom breaks. So, I will fix my lunch after I go to the bathroom, and then I'll just eat. And I'm trying to work on this poetry book and fix some things. Just saw something else that I need to fix. Anyway, but I also need to, I need to hurry up with that because we're almost halfway through the month. And, that's interesting. But, yeah, I'll be back. Still have an hour and 40 minutes left in this chunk of time. So, I'll update you later. Okay, these are the kind of things that you can't account for when we're doing an experiment, particularly when you have chronic pain. I just spent, was it 10, maybe 15 minutes. Because I've been sitting here so long. I know I did get up and go get food, but my legs were hurting and I just needed to stretch across the bed for a moment, which then led me to like doze off for like a couple of minutes. Like it couldn't have been that long because it was like 4:15 when I went to go lay across the bed and it's 4:35. But okay, 30 more minutes or 25 more minutes. I'll go a little over 5 since I laid across the bed. My legs were hurting and I just needed to stretch for like a second. Anyway, thought I would update with that. And back we go. I forgot to come on to say that the first writing session is done. It's 5:15 now, and I'm going to go take a break and wash some clothes, start my dinner, hopefully read a little bit, maybe stretch across the bed again. Actually, no, I can't do that. I have a video to edit and put up. But yeah, this is the end of the first session. I'll be back. Little late. Little late getting started. Just got off backstage not so long ago and realized I hadn't cleaned up the kitchen yet. So I wanted to go ahead and clean up the kitchen so I didn't have to have that in my brain while I was working that I needed to clean up my kitchen. So I did that, and now it's 10:19 and I'm getting ready to start this second writing session. I'll be back. Honest moment here. I am struggling a bit. Mostly, my legs hurt, so that's part of it. I really just need to stretch them out. And I know you might say, well, you could just go get in the bed and work. And it's not that I haven't done that. It just usually always results in me laying back and eventually falling asleep, which doesn't get any work done. So my desk is the most productive place I am, probably. Well, there is an experiment that I'm going to try another week to test that theory out, but that's not this experiment. But, and to be fair, Brandon Sanderson works from his couch or at a treadmill desk. I don't have a treadmill desk, nor can I stand for longer than 30 minutes. So this large block of time wouldn't work if I was standing up. But also my couch is broke. Like, I know you've seen it in the background, and it looks fine and sturdy and everything with the bag of books that need to be donated sitting on it still, but that's a whole other story. But if anyone goes to try to actually sit on it, it's broken. I've had it forever. I've had it since I first moved into this building, which was like 23 years ago. So I've had it for a very long time. The couch is broke. So there's no sitting on the couch. And I don't have a recliner. So that's not a thing that I'm doing. Plus, again, another experiment that I'm saving the changing locations for. But going to my bed will result in, especially how I feel right now, I'm going to fall asleep. Well, I don't know if I'll fall asleep. Well, I probably will. I'm going to lean back in my bed, which will inevitably cause me to drift off. Because I am tired. And if I was in the right circumstance, I could fall asleep. Trying to hold on because I want to do this experiment in full the way it is meant to be done, or at least mostly. But my legs hurt. And also, I'm just mentally, not mentally, my creative brain power is tapped out. So, which is why I was going to work on revisions, but that requires a lot of creative brain power that I do not have right now. So, I am going over the poetry book again because I still have some things I need to fix in it. And so I thought, why not continue going over that? Oh my gosh. But I'm fading, and I'm trying to hold on so I can finish this experiment because it's almost midnight. Theoretically, there's 2 more hours. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't want to fail. I really don't want to fail. I thought this experiment would be great for me. I just don't want to fail. I'll be back. I'm trying. I'll be back. I need a movement break. Okay, so if you haven't noticed, I'm in my bed and it is not 4 a.m. It is 2:08. And you might be thinking, well, that means you've lasted until the 2 o'clock time. Sort of. I'll be honest and say that I closed my document and my internet browser and shut my computer down at 1:45. So I did not exactly make it to 2. I had to kind of trick my way into even getting that far because I had to wash clothes. So I used my movement break that I went on at 12, 20, 30-ish, whatever, to throw a load of clothes into the washing machine. I knew I wasn't going to go to bed until the clothes were done, which was going to be about an hour from then. So I knew I gave myself at least till 1:30. So, okay, yeah, I'm gonna lean back. So, no, that's a little too much of me, my face. Anyway, that's too much of my chin. Anyway, so and you may have saw, I was playing around with some graphics and stuff, which technically I still consider work because I need to find some photos or some images to use for the page breaks in my poetry book that I normally put in there for the individual sections. So I need to find some of those. So that's what I was doing. I was looking for those. So I didn't really find what I was looking for, but I might have found something close for one of them. That was about all my creative brain power could handle at this hour. So that is what I did for that time until the washing machine stopped going. And okay, so as I was saying, so yeah, I searched around for some graphics, some photos, free photos that I could use in for my page breaks, which I found something that was a little close to what I was looking for, but I didn't really find what I was looking for. So, but I mean, it still has to get done. So technically I was still working. I just wasn't. Oh gosh. I have so many thoughts about this experiment now, which I thought I was going to do so well on. I'll share my thoughts tomorrow. I'm technically supposed to wait until 4 a.m. to go to sleep, which I am most likely not gonna go to sleep until, oh, hold on. I'm most likely not gonna go to sleep until 4 a.m. Anyway, I'm just usually not in the bed this early. This is early for me to actually be in my bed. But like I said, my legs hurt. I was tired and I really needed to get in the bed. And ooh, I need to move some of those stickies down. I need to move some of the blue stickies to the middle in progress section. But I am going to partake in a snack. I have some French onion dip and some Tostitos that I will be partaking while I watch some TV. And on the commercials, probably do some reading. But my brain hurts and I'm signing off here. I'll be back to share my thoughts tomorrow. If ever there was a thought that I could do a third day of this, there is no more thought. I cannot. Yeah, I'll wrap this up tomorrow, but good night. Hello. It is a new day. It's Friday, what day is this? The 12th. I haven't just returned from outside, but maybe about an hour ago I just ate lunch. Got goodies. I wanted to wrap up the Brandon Sanderson writing routine experiment. I was shocked. And I say that because I really thought that I had found my routine, my perfect routine. Like Brandon Sanderson, like bedtime is 4 a.m. That's my bedtime. Okay, I mean, it's not my intentional bedtime, but now it gets to be intentional. Yay. And waking up at noon, I could do that. Great. I think what trips me up is the 2 blocks of writing time. The 2 very long blocks of writing time. From what I read and researched, not just watching the other people do his routine, but actually has heard him say on his channel and in articles and interviews that he's done, because I did my research, he wakes up at noon. Now, again, in all of my research, he did not mention that he ate breakfast. He did not mention that he ate lunch. I imagine since he's married, maybe his wife brings him breakfast and lunch, so he doesn't actually have to move to get those things. But, and again, male body anatomy, their bladder might work differently, because he says that he literally sits down. He doesn't write at his desk. He sits down, either the couch or he does the treadmill desk. He wakes up at noon. I guess he probably eats between noon and 1, but that's not breakfast time. You know, my mind cut off breakfast time. It's noon. We're now entering lunch when it's noon. But so wakes up at noon, starts writing at 1, and he said he does not stop the writing session until 5, when the first session is over. And then from 5 to 10, he does the family time, you know, all that good stuff, spending time with family and whatnot, or whatever he wants to do in that 5 to 10 block. And then from 10 to 2 a.m., once again, he plants his butt on the couch or he stands at the treadmill desk and he writes from 10 till 2 a.m. And then 2 to 4 is his me time. Reading, video games, whatever. It's there's no breakup of time in those blocks. He doesn't do sprints. He just, from 1 to 5, nonstop work. And that is that is the first problem for me, because I have like this restless leg thing. and I get real antsy. It's just, I can't sit still for that large chunk of time. Even like when we do the long sprints on Kate's streams, when she gets the hour sprints, I still have to get up. I still get up and move. And I know technically it's just a writing experiment. I can get up and move if I want. I did get up and move. I had movement breaks because as hard as I tried to stick to his plant butt in chair don't move method, it was stressful, and my legs were so stiff when I did get up to actually finally move. They were so stiff, it hurt so much. So that's one thing. So the second thing is, if I'm going to be writing for a large chunk of time, I can only do one block of time. So like either the 1 to 5 or the 10 to 2, doing both. Really, I struggled with that, with doing both. Like the first block of time, and apparently as much of a night owl as I am, apparently I'm a daytime writer now. Oh no. I feel like maybe I was more of a nighttime writer when my daughter was younger, because the nighttime was when she slept and the daytime was, when I had to entertain her, when, when she was younger. When we had to do things in the day or whatever, or even when she went to school, I automatically knew that at a certain time I would have to pick her up from school. So, daytime was in, so I used that daytime to get other errands and things done. So nighttime, when she went to sleep, was the time to write when she was younger for me. And apparently I have transitioned into more of a daytime writer, even though I still say I'm a night owl because I don't go to sleep early. I physically can't go to sleep before 2 a.m. unless, if I go to sleep before 2 a.m. I'm sick. Like, I'm sick. It's the only way that I will go to sleep before 2 a.m. So I am rambling, but all this is to say, I can handle one block of time. It probably would be best if I did the earlier block of time. Because when we get into the evening, I kind of just want to chill, and my brain is still firing on all cylinders, and I'm still having ideas, and I'm still creative to an extent. But I don't want to actually write in the evening. It's probably why I barely get anything done on the streams, but because they're at night. But even if I did write at night, I can't. It's the 2 chunks of time. Like, my creative brain power will only last for so long, and once I've expelled that for a period of time, taking the break in between doesn't actually help me. Taking the break in, like the 5 to 10 break in between, it kind of sends a signal to my brain that it's time to chill for the rest of the day. Work is over. We're done now. I'll be back. Okay, where was I? Hopefully the fan is not too loud and you can hear me. Had to go hang out with a friend backstage. What was I saying? One chunk of time is all my creative brain can handle. It's like the break is signaling to my brain that it's time to stop for the day, and we can pick this back up again tomorrow. So the break is actually not helpful for me, the break in between. So if I'm gonna do a writing session, and I would rather do it in sprints. Sanderson does not do sprints. So I would rather have it in sprints, but when that writing session is done, I'm done for the day and not come back to write again, unless it's I write ideas and brainstorm stuff and come back and do that at night, but that's not the same as me actually working on a specific project or a couple of different projects. That's just, me getting the plot bunnies out of my head and onto the page. That's, that's not the same thing to me. But all in all, it was worth trying. I think if I could do a mixture of the kitchen timer method plus his experiment, I don't know how I would combine the two, but some type of mix of both would be better. But I was really shocked because I really thought this is like the perfect routine. Wakes up at 12, goes to bed at 4 a.m. It's kind of what I already do anyway. Anyway, I'm rambling now, but I'm glad I tried it. This is the classic case of sometimes what seems like it might be perfect for you and the perfect fit may not be. But let me know in the comments if there's any other crazy writing experiments you want me to try, or not so crazy ones. That's going to be it for this video. If you like what you see and you want to see more videos from me, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I post videos on Mondays and Thursdays. I live stream on Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As per usual, if you would like to be supportive of me in any of my creative endeavors, such as my blog, my online magazine, online store, Ko-fi page, Redbubble shop, Patreon, or by buying my books, all those links can be found in the description box below. Until next time, take care of yourself and have a blessed day. Bye.